Hello and good evening, our beloved viewers. You're watching our live RTV channel. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the major headlines. The President of the Republic went this morning to the Ivory Coast, where he will participate in the inaugurational ceremony of the elected Court, Alassane Ouattara. The President of the Republic also received the Director General of the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. For the international scene in Gaza, over 57,000 households found extreme. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, went this morning to the Ivory Coast economic capital, where he will participate tomorrow, Monday, in the inauguration ceremony of his re-elected counterpart, Alassane Ouattara. The inauguration ceremony of the President Alassane Ouattara is the official of the Ivorian presidential election held on October 25. The ceremony is expected to include a military parade and national anthem. In addition to the President of the Republic, approximately 10 heads of state and government from the African countries will participate in the inauguration ceremony of the re-elected President of Ivory Coast. The President of the Republic will use this visit to the Ivory Coast to hold a bilateral meeting with the prominent political figures in the host countries, including President Ouattara. And the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, received the Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, known as FAO, at the Presidential Palace on Sunday morning. The FAO Director General is on a working visit to Djibouti, having arrived in the country on Saturday. The meeting between President Guelleh and the Director General of the FAO provide an opportunity to discuss the progress of the ongoing cooperation between the two sides in combating hunger. In this regard, the discussion highlighted the successful cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the FAO in the field of food security, which relies, among other things, on the transfer of skills related to dietary diversification and development of agro-pastoral. In a statement, the FAO Director General extended his sincere thanks to the President of the Republic. Let us listen to his speech.
First of all, I really congratulate Djibouti. You have made marvelous progress during past 20 years, and for the people and for the region. With strong leadership of the President, bring the stability, predictability to your country and to the region. Second, I come here to stress the cooperation between FAO and Djibouti, how to make the Djibouti port economy based on the agro-food system and the food processing and related industry, which is create massive opportunity for young people, young women, and agro-food system is an opportunity.
For his part, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Ahmed Awale, welcomed the visit of the General Director of FAO, which correspond Djibouti, and organize a solid cooperation in the country on the safe side. It pleased the progress of a project with the transfer of competencies, diversification of environment, development of agro-pastoral project. The Minister also highlighted the financial obligation of FAO for its sound strategy and the mobility and financing estimate of $100 million for the sustainable development of this sector, he concluded. And now, the President of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohamed Dileita, the conference chair of parliamentary committees, convened this Sunday, December 7, in accordance with the Article 12 and 21 of the Rules of Procedures. The government was represented by the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed and the Minister of Defense in charge of relations with parliaments, Hassan Omar Burhan. On the parliamentary side, first and second deputy speaker, the head of parliamentary groups and the head of standing committee. During the meeting, 9 draft laws were reviewed before being referred to the relevant committee. These include the adoption of 2024 financial statement that several public institutions, among them Djibouti International Airport Radio Television and INAB, but also the ODEC, the urbanization and also the social housing agency. At the end of the discussion, all draft laws were approved and transmitted to the Standing Committee for detailed review. And also the President of the National Assembly, Mohamed Dileita, the first technical held sure by the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mohamed Dileita, the first technical meeting dedicated to drafting the African Model Law on Climate Change organized by Pan-African Parliament opened today, Sunday, December 7, 2025. This inaugural session brought together parliamentary delegation from member states of the Pan-African Parliament, including Zambia, Tunisia, and Djibouti, along with a panel of legal, environmental, and institutional experts. Their collective objective is to contribute to the development of current and harmonize the continental legislative framework for climate governance. The opening session also featured remarks from a representative of Pan-African Parliament's Committee on Agriculture, as well as a contribution from the African Alliance for Climate Change. During the discussion, participants and parliamentarians shared their national experience, helping to reinforce a broad consciousness of a need for a unified legislative and instrument to guide Africa's response to climate change. In his address, the Speaker of National Assembly organized and emphasized that while today's meeting focused on global warming, it also marks another step on a long and difficult road that still lies ahead, he said. The President of the National Assembly, Mohamed Dileita, delivered a speech in which he said, "I'm honored to be the President of the first generation of the first reunion technology to contribute to the collaboration of African model on climate change organized by the Pan-African Parliament. This event will be," he said, "marked with a great set in our collective effort to this in Africa in a harmonious keyboard and clean face with environmental protection and climate. We thank you for your gratitude to our local educational institution as well as our colleague in Zambia, Tunisia, and Djibouti. I appreciate the presence of experts, environment, and institution, but their contribution are essential to the quality and performance of our journey. We have an opportunity to share with our national experience, identify our practical reward, and apply to our countries to enable the occurrence of our continental legislation. This collection will be collected to the Pan-African Parliament Office for examination and evaluation with the object of producing a uniquely designed instrument that guide political climate in Africa, conclude the President of the National Assembly. As part of Justice Week, the Court of Account and the Office of Djibouti organized an open day to raise public awareness about the rules in oversight, mediation, and good governance. The event was attended by the Minister of Justice Ali Hassan Bardon and also the Chief of Justice Jama Suleiman and the President of the Audit Office. Many students from the University of Djibouti visit the institution, reserving guide, tour, and explanation from judge, official, and expert. They learn about tradition, public finance, evaluating national policies, and handling citizens' complaints and mediation, administrative claiming. A resources center was set up with report guide on citizens' rights and a publication on governance, providing students with valuable tools for their studies. The discussion also cover training opportunities, professional qualification, and the challenges of transparency and accountability. This initiative highlighted the importance of bringing institutions closer to the public and giving Djiboutian youth a direct understanding of oversight mechanism and citizens' rights. The Minister of Energy conduct official inspection visit to Omar Jaga Solar Power Plant, a high-level delegation headed by the Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources, Yunis Ali Gedi, conduct an official inspection visit to the site of Omar Jaga Solar Power Plant, which is nearing completion. This visit comes within the framework of ongoing monitoring of national rural electrification project aimed at enhancing access to modern, reliable and sustainable energy for remote communities. The minister was accompanied on this visit by the ambassador of Arab Republic of Egypt to Djibouti, the ambassador Abdelrahman Rafa, and Egyptian consul in Djibouti. The delegation also includes senior officials from the Ministry of Energy. This large-scale project found by Egyptian government as part of the strengthening bilateral cooperation in the energy sector embodies the partnership between the Republic of Djibouti and Arab Republic of Egypt. For its part, the Djiboutian government through the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources and Djibouti Electricity Company will implement the electricity network in village of Marjaga to provide power plant project to all homes and public community infrastructure. In a statement, the Minister of Energy, the Natural Resources, Yunis Ali Gedi, was pleased to visit Omar Jaga Solar Power Plant, a strategy project, he said, demonstrating our commitment to rural electrification and access to modern, reliable and sustainable energy for all communities in Omar Jaga. The minister said that this inspection is part of the ongoing monitoring of our national electrification project to ensure the successful implementation and positive impact on people's lives. I would like to highlight the strong cooperation between Djibouti and Egypt with generous funding and support, along with the advanced technologies which will ensure clean and reliable energy for Omar Jaga village, conclude the minister. Within the framework of the project supporting Djiboutian civil society to enhance the participation in good governance and social development at the national level, founded by the European Union and implemented by the SOS Children's Village Djibouti Sunnah Al Hayat, an extraordinary conference for Djiboutian parents was held yesterday afternoon at the People's Palace. This meeting, organized in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, was held under the theme The First 1,000 Days, the Impact of a Screen on Child Development and Parental Support for Families of Children with Disorder. And now in Oboch region, the village of Korangar welcomed a high-level delegation led by the president of Oboch Regional Council, Mohammed Hamad Ismail, accompanied by the village representative, Zainab Ibrahim, representative from the Ministry of Education and UNICEF, but also a member of civil society attended this meeting. Upon their arrival, they were greeted by the assistant governor of Gorankar and village of Mayor, a large number of the residents from neighboring village and their main town of Gorankar attend the event and warmly welcomed the entire delegation. This initiative, entitled Dialogue between Local Authorities and Community on the Importance of Birth Registration, was part of the ongoing partnership between the Oboch Regional Council and UNICEF in Djibouti. Following a welcome address by the mayor of Korangar, several key topics were discussed, covering various vital aspects of protecting children's rights. Representative from the local community discussed the daily realities faced by the residents of Korangar. In Tajura now, the Intergovernmental Authorities on Development is contributing the strengthening of pastoral effort through sustainable fodder production in Tajura. in an IGAD delegation, including the Deputy Director of Agriculture, a representative from the Ministry of Family and Women's Affairs in Tejura, and representative from the Ministry of Environment visit the village, the neighborhood of Tejura village. The purpose of the visit was to celebrate distribution of agricultural equipment and Guerrero Cooperative as part of the second phase of the program. This locality, upon their arrival, the locality mayor, a woman, and several members of the locality civil society were formally welcome. They welcomed the IGAD delegation. The equipment include irrigation tool and also 200 kilogram of folder seed. The ceremony continued with a formal handover of the agricultural equipment to the women and men of the local community, representing a significant step in the strengthening of local agricultural capacity. And now moving on to the international scene in Gaza, the United Nations Population Fund reported that more than 57,000 households in Gaza Strip are now headed by women, many of whom are facing extremely precarious conditions in overcrowded shelter where they are threatened by hunger and disease daily. Most families are still living in overcrowded shelter where they are threatened by hunger, and they emphasize that more than 57,000 households in Gaza are now headed by women, adding many of them are in extremely precarious situation in Gaza Strip. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.